a little bright. Morning, YouTube. Talking a little quietly right now because my wife and my baby are like 2 rooms away, and feel a little self-conscious when I do this. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. It's the day after Thanksgiving, but yeah, just wanted to check in with myself and sort of stake in the ground a little bit of documentation of post-2023 Thanksgiving cello. Yeah, I host Thanksgiving every year. I have for the last decade. It is my favorite holiday, I think. And it's a lot of fun. And I also invariably am stressed and flustered and kind of losing my mind at various points throughout it because I'm cooking almost everything, and I like to clean everything because I really don't like knowing that I have to clean things. I get kind of particular about the way the dishwasher is stacked, so I just like to be the one to handle everything. And I did it all this year, and it was great. It was great. I think it was my best Thanksgiving yet that I've hosted, and I'm not just saying that. I don't say that every year, but I think this was the one. The food was excellent, which was my goal this year, to have really good food, because last year my son was 2 weeks old, and while cooking was obviously top of mind on Thanksgiving Day, I definitely didn't pay as much attention to it as I should have, or maybe I just didn't have the bandwidth that I had this year. But in either case, the food was great this year. Really knocked it out of the park. My brother made a green bean casserole that was also really good. My sister made collard greens, and she got an actual smoked ham hock for it, so that was also really good. Cleaned everything. Last night at 11 o'clock, everyone had gone to bed, and I cleaned everything. So we woke up this morning and there was nothing to do. Nothing to do, which was just perfect for me. Because I stayed up so late cleaning, I was able to drink a ton of water, so I didn't have a hangover when I woke up this morning. My sister's boyfriend and I were able to go to the gym for an hour and a half, which was great. And he's a lot bigger and a lot stronger than I am, so I was able to max out on chest press, on bench press, which I can never do because I don't have a spot, and I don't want to ask people to spot me because I really get very solo mode while I'm in the gym. My mom came Wednesday night, and after the kind of mini debacle of just whether she was going to be coming to my son's birthday and whether she was going to be staying over or not staying over, it was good, I think, for her to come and stay Wednesday night. It was just her and my wife and my son and I, and it went fine. My mom and I, there's a lot of unsaid stuff between us, and there's a lot of bullshit between us and a lot of drama and a lot of very real legitimate sort of beef, I guess you would call it. We have a fraught relationship is how I like to put it. And there are certainly some limitations on how close I feel I can get to her for many reasons, but that's not really what I want to focus on right now. What I want to focus on right now is the fact that we had a nice few days together. And it seems like she's really trying to get our relationship to a better place. And even though she doesn't really understand what it is that I want from her or need from her, and what she's giving me is not what I'm asking for, it is still being earnestly given. I think she is really trying, and that is worth something, even if what I feel I need from her is paramount, and what I need from her is some honest accountability for the way that she acts sometimes, which she can act in, even now after having a really nice, the reason that I have a hard time with my mom sometimes is because even if we have a really nice few days together, there's no assurance that she's not going to fly off the handle and say something completely out of pocket in the near future that is going to make me feel we've never had a nice day together. But I'm not going to focus on that right now. I would like to focus on the fact that we did have a nice few days together, and it seemed like she was earnestly trying to tell me that she wants our relationship to be better, even if she wasn't speaking the language that I would like her to speak when it comes down to that. And I think that's something that is important in life to understand, because my wife and I have a similar sort of issue sometimes, obviously not as dire, and our relationship is in a much better place but than my relationship with my mother, but a lot of the time, just generally, I think it's easy to not recognize or not acknowledge when people are trying to do things for you or act to do things for you, I guess we can broadly put it, if the way that they're trying to show that they care about you is not the way that you want or expect them to, it can be easy to not acknowledge it. But I think that I am going to choose to not only acknowledge it, because I do acknowledge it, but to focus on it a little bit more. At least today. At least, until the next reason I have not to. And maybe that reason will never come. I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to try to be positive. Anyway, it was a great Thanksgiving. Everyone is on their way home now, and it's 12:17. Didn't get too drunk. The food was great. We have just enough leftovers for me to make my wife and I a great Thanksgiving leftover sandwich later on, which is a tradition of ours and something that I know she looks forward to every year, which is really very nice of her. It's sweet that she does. For a decade now, I've been making, my wife has specifically loved and looked forward to the after Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches, and I've been making them for us after everyone leaves, so that'll be a nice little tradition to uphold again this year. It's beautiful out. My house is clean. My family all had a great time. I take the holiday really seriously, and I think it's kind of because it is sort of a distillation of everything that I want to be for my family, which is I want to provide a stable place for everyone to go. That's what I want. My family and I have had so much instability. I heard someone. I don't want my wife listening to me. I get self-conscious. Wow, I hope I started recording the audio. Okay, I did. Yeah, it's important for me to be able to provide a stable place for my family, especially for my siblings, but my mom also has not had any stability in her life over the last 10 or 15 years. And for me, even when I was a kid and my family owned a house, we weren't poor by any means, but things always felt very unstable. We had a kind of volatile home life. And so I want to be able to provide somewhere that is safe and that is stable and where things are just taken care of, for my siblings especially, but for everyone in my family. And I think I really did that this year, so I'm happy with myself. And I didn't get that mad at any point, which is nice. Usually, there was definitely a brief period where I was doing 6 things at once and people were, all over my various pathways that I needed to execute whatever it was I was trying to do. But by and large, it was a really pleasant time, and I felt good and happy and pretty relaxed. I did a really good job this year of prepping everything and executing things efficiently, cleaning as I went. It went really well. There was not a point at which the kitchen or the house was unsustainably messy. Even when I had to stay up late after everyone had gone to sleep to clean things up, I wasn't cleaning up after the whole day. I'd been cleaning so much throughout the day. It was really a marathon of cooking and cleaning for me, but also a marathon of drinking and socializing and smoking a little bit, which, is what it is. And it was great. It was everything that I needed it to be. And I think that's all I have to say right now. I didn't set a timer today just because I just wanted to do a quick post-Thanksgiving check-in. So if you're watching this, I am thankful for you for watching it, I guess. Actually, yes, I am thankful that you're watching it, and I'm appreciative that you find interest in the banality of my life for whatever reason. But yeah, thank you, and hey, happy Thanksgiving.